Welcome back, War Room fans. Okay, we're going into phase 6, morale. So this is when we're gonna come on, everybody's gonna come around the morale board. Now, in some, like when we play, we usually have one guy who's gonna start tallying the numbers, and then another guy will keep kind of track of where we're going on the top to kind of remind, like where we're going. It's actually best, in my opinion, if you have someone who just, you just start and you go across each nation one at a time. It gets really cramped if you have multiple guys trying to calculate stress for everybody individually. So usually when we play and when we're at Board Game Geek, one guy would just calculate it up, have an assistant removing the casualties as they're counted, and making sure that we get the casualty to stress conversion correct. So here's how it works. So we're going to convert casualties into stress. So the very first one is we start adding up the values. Now remember, guys, in your editions, if you're the second edition guys, these guys are all going to be lined up vertically in these things. So it's going to look a little bit different, but the process is the exact same. So we got our 2 cruisers. Now remember, they're 10 each, so that's 20. The Germans in this game, I guess, decided to give up the ghost on their Navy. They got 6 subs, so that's 6 each, so that's 36, so we're at 56. 1 bomber, that's 6. 62. These are worth 4 each, so we got 3. This is where you, as you can see, I'm struggling here just adding this stuff up. 72, these are worth 4. So right now we're just gonna say, for the discussion, we ended up with 76 stress points, okay? So you guys are getting that? So we're adding all the casualties up for Germany. You get your final total. Let's say we say at 76. Come up here. That's 4 stress. Now remember, in our previous example of combat, Germany lost the Ukraine, which is 4 stress, so they have 4 stress here. And then we're gonna grab 4 more stress because we converted the casualties into stress. And so now they have 3, 6, they got 8 stress over here. And that's where it goes in, okay? So we're just gonna do Germany, we're not worrying about Russia right now. So then step 1, so we converted the casualties. Step 1 is submit medals. So we'll say Germany has 1. Submit medals to cancel 1 point of stress. So Germany could say, well, I spend this 1 and it gets rid of 1 point of stress. So now they only have 7 stress, okay? Now you can also, during construction phase, we have what are called, these are called commercial goods. They work just like the metals. So if you had a commercial good over here and didn't have a metal, you could go, well, I use my commercial good and get rid of 1 point of stress. So this is a way to purchase, something to get rid of stress for you, okay? So now we submit metals to cancel stress, which we did. Step 2 is evaluate the stress levels. If the threshold is met, advance on the homeland status wheel. So remember, guys, this is the thresholds. And what that means is, well, I have 7 stress. Germany is a 6, threshold. So we eliminate the 6 stress, it goes away. There's still 1 left. And then over here on the stress wheel, Germany is gonna go up to labor and civil unrest. Okay, so every time Germany gets 6 stress points, they keep going up. That's the same for every country. So that's how it works. So they had 7 stress, we got rid of 6 because they only have 1 left, but you go up 1, so now Germany's up here, okay? Then the third phase it's called relieve stress. So once again, so we went up 1, but let's just say we have a combination of, the rules now are you have to, since Germany has a 6 threshold, if you have a combination of 6 commercial goods or metals, combination of any works, as long as you have 6 of them, you can expend them and then move down the stress wheel. So let's say Germany was up here and you had 5 metals and a commercial good, you could move down to labor and civil unrest. So that is the step 3, relieve stress. And then step 4 is this apply the penalties. So right now, they're in labor and civil unrest, so Germany would have to lose any 3 resources on their pegboard. Usually it's OSR, but it's however you want to do it. But that's when you take that loss. Now remember, on the stress wheel, guys, let me move this out of the way. Let's say Germany's up here in supply lines. These are all cumulative. So when they're up here, they lose 3 other movement orders, so they can only write 6 orders. Over here, they can't have port advantages, and their rail lines are down, and they still lose the 3 resources. So the higher up, remember, it keeps adding up. The big thing about stress, guys, is if your country hits economic collapse, you're pretty much well toast because you can no longer collect income. If you hit mass desertion, this is how you stress a nation out of the game. If you're in mass desertion, and let's just say for the example, I don't have it on the morale board, but you still have 3 stress because you're still going to be taking stress. So when it says apply the penalties in step 4, and you have 3 stress, you'd have to eliminate 3 units off the map. Let's say in the next turn, you lost another territory. Now you have 6 stress. The next turn, when it comes up, you're gonna have to lose 6 units off the board. When all your units are off the board, you are officially conquered, out of the game. You just gave up and it's over. Okay, this is a big concept in the game. This is how you knock Germany out, Japan out. Well, not necessarily Japan. Japan is very stress resistant, but Germany is not and the UK is not. So this is how you can knock Germany and the UK out of the war, is if you can just stress them out, get them up to mass desertion, and eventually they just fade away and give up. Okay? So that's how we do morale. So that's how it works. So remember, guys, we're just going to add up all our combat units, convert them to stress based on how many points. Go up, I'm here, so I take 3 stress. 3 stress go over here. If you ever go over your threshold, so remember in our example, we had 7. Okay, so then you go, oh, I got 7, I'm over that. So you eliminate 6 of them. And in this example, we still have 2 left. So it's not, once you hit 6, all your stress goes away. You leave whatever is in excess of 6. So in this example, we had 8. We took away 6. We still have 2. Then we go up on the chart, okay? And that's it. So this phase, depending on how gnarly it is, you know, once again, this phase, realistically, 10 minutes, maybe 15 if it's really bad, but teaming up on it, maybe two of the guys, maybe 3. I wouldn't have everybody, if you're playing 6 players, all 6 don't need to be around it, but they could be spectating. But have 2 or 3 guys adding up the values. You know, like if you have an easy one like this, while I'm doing the big gnarly one here, you know, somebody comes in and goes, oh, 2, let's say that's 6, 10, 18. 18 is a 0. Okay, and then these guys, that's when you move your guys back into the bins. So you can have one guy come up here and go, oh yeah, they haven't even got to 20 yet. Okay, which is interesting. I just noticed that. Where are all the, like, where's 19? Where's 35? Where's 51? Oh, well, that's a discussion for a different day. So, okay, guys, that's how we do morale. So I'll be back and we'll do phase 7 production.